Yeah, so this is kind of a follow-up video for something I made like 3 months ago, where I was kind of speculating what the fuck the egghead incident was gonna be. And I mean, I wasn't really cooking shit with that video, I'm not gonna lie, so, you know, maybe things change this time around, but we have a pretty clear understanding now as to what the egghead incident is at this point, and now I kind of want to talk about how the fuck I think the rest of it will play out, since I was so on point last time. So let's start with the pretty obvious shit first. What the fuck are the Straw Hats gonna do? Specifically Luffy, with all 5 of the Gorosei pulling up. Luffy on his own at this point can't even damage Saturn, so what the fuck is he gonna do with 5 of them? Well, you see, that 10 minutes until Vegapunk releases the message thing isn't there for no reason. All they have to do is hold off the Gorosei from reaching the Labo phase, or however the fuck you say it. And if they can do that, they win. The Gorosei will just have to retreat at that point and try to cover up whatever the fuck is revealed. And I do have some guesses for the surprise guests of this fight. I'm thinking Dory and Broggy, obviously. They're, you know, the way the Straw Hats are gonna escape, but they're not really strong enough to do shit against Gorosei, I don't think. I kind of doubt Dragon's coming. There was speculation that those little lines next to his reaction panel of him looking east when he heard the 10 minutes, you know, until the big message thing. So maybe give that like a 1% chance of happening. Not like Dragon would be of much help anyways. All the Gorosei have to do is stand west of Dragon and he's cooked. He can't do shit. I got one more surprise guest in me, and I think that's actually, it's Kizaru, okay? I'm not leaving the Kizaru is a good guy agenda to die just yet. He'd definitely be a huge help, and he's unarguably like the second strongest motherfucker on this island that isn't a Gorosei. Oh, and there's like Zoro if he can ever beat Lucci, but he's a lost cause at this point. I feel like Zoro will just hold off Lucci until they can all escape. Like, he won't even beat him in a very satisfying manner, I feel like. Now on to whatever the fuck Vegapunk is gonna announce. So my initial guess was something including the name of the ancient kingdom, you know, just finishing what his boy Professor Clover was gonna say back on Ohara before they bust a cap in his ass. I do feel like that will be the move here, but if it isn't, you can call me a stupid little bitch. Something else might be maybe like he announces to the world that Joy Boy's back and he's gonna save the world or something along those lines. Those two I don't really have a problem with. Also, just saying like the Gorosei or like the people who lead the world are like fucking aliens or some shit. I mean, that go kind of hard too. One thing I could also see happening, which wouldn't be hype whatsoever, is Vegapunk just saying, "The world government's bad, don't listen to him," and then the broadcast just stops. It ends there. If that were to happen after all the hype and build up for this, there will be riots in the streets, led by me. You're gonna edge me for probably months for some shit that we already know. Fuck that. If that were to even pop into Oda's head, I'd personally come to his house and host an intervention for him, and a friendly intervention. I'm not gonna hurt him or anything. Okay, no need to call the police on me. But anyway, I'm getting off topic here. So now what I want to talk about, what's next? What happens once the message gets out? The Gorosei skedaddle, all that. So Dragon, I know I keep bringing him up, and he hasn't done anything yet, but it has to happen eventually. I have to imagine he's gonna do something. I have a feeling that when Shaka told Dragon that he's gonna die soon, it's possible that he told him that he's gonna do this big public message thing. Vegapunk could have already planned that the Gorosei were going to come to the island to stop it. I mean, it's possible. So that leaves Marydraw pretty severely weakened. Yeah, they got like Emu and Old Man Garling, but if Sabo can escape way worse circumstances than that, I think Dragon can as well. Or this is the perfect time for Katarina and Van Augur to TP to Marydraw and have Katarina run around and do shit while she's disguised as Saturn. At this point, I don't know exactly what shit is. Maybe it's just gathering some kind of information. Maybe, you know, something about Emu or something. I don't know. And now finally, what do I think is after Egghead? Well, if you have eyes and ears, you probably deduced at this point Dorian Broggy's purpose of being here is to escort the Straw Hats to Elbaf, where we will presumably meet Saul and Robin can indulge in all of Ohara's books. Pretty fucking surface level, because we don't really know what's specifically happening on Elbaf, other than the fact that Shanks was there like 30 chapters ago and he's not going to be there once we get there. Loki exists, the giants are strong as fuck, and Usopp will hopefully get his long overdue power up. Like seriously, it's been like since Water 7 since he's had a good fight, and that was also his only good fight, the one versus Luffy, and he lost that one as well. But I love that fucking fight. That's why I love Usopp in the first place. That fight carries him. I'm sorry to say. But yeah, that's about it. Another short little prediction video since I'm such a fucking prophet and I never get anything wrong. So anyways, please.